Sylvester Stallone wrote the script for Rocky by hand in 3.5 days, and it took 28 days to film. A year prior, he had $160 in the bank, a pregnant wife, and a dog that he couldn't afford to feed.
I'm going to be writing a script faster than Sylvester Stallone did Rocky. Stick to the end of the video to know how I'm going to write this script faster than Sylvester Stallone did Rocky. So faster than 3.5 days. Like a lot faster, okay? And I'm going to start today. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about what the story is going to be about, but not too much because obviously, for obvious reasons, I can't give away too much. And I'm also going to tell you guys about my second one that I'm going to be making because I'm going to do that one right afterwards. And I'm going to be doing a total of 5 different books and scripts this year before the end of 2025. That said, I'm aiming at getting this one and the first one and the second one done this year. So here we go. The story. Well, the story is going to be similar to Rocky, but different. I can't give away a lot more than that. It's going to be similar to Rocky, but different. One of the differences is going to be the following. Okay, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone had the problem that when he finished the script, the people he was trying to present it to didn't want him for the movie. They wanted to hire another actor and just pay him for the story. Okay, so he really is the only one, him and another actor, I forgot the name right now, who have written their own script and refused to have someone else play it, only them, and just didn't sell the story. And I'm gonna do the same thing. But the thing is this: if they wanted to get another actor to play the character that I'm writing, it will be close to impossible. Not completely impossible, but close to impossible. And here's why: because I'm gonna be playing multiple characters or multiple people in this movie, and I'm also going to be using multiple languages. I'm fluent in Spanish, English, and Dutch. Okay, so I'm going to be using languages and accents and with different characters that are going to be completely different from each other, unrecognizable. So that's one thing. Okay, and the second thing is my martial arts skill level. It's going to be almost impossible to find someone that can speak all these languages fluently, can actually act out these different characters on point, and based on experience, because I've lived through these characters that I'm going to be presenting, and also someone that can do the things that I do with my legs, the kicks, and all the talent I have with martial arts, and the people I've knocked out, etc. So the first story is going to be fictional, based on true events, though, but it's going to be partially fictional, and and it's going to be very educational. By that I mean it's going to up the IQ in general of the entire world when it comes to fighting and striking. It's going to be a very strong story, and I'm trying to get a bunch of real people also in this movie. And I can't give away too much, but it's going to have a lot of similarities with Rocky, like a lot of similarities with Rocky, but it's going to be very different, a completely different thing. Very similar to Rocky, though. I can't stress that as much. And now, moving on to the second story. The second story I can tell you guys a little bit more about, okay? Now, I've knocked out people in bar fights and club fights as a bouncer in 3 different countries, okay? In Los Angeles in the United States, in Acapulco, Mexico, and all over Holland, different cities. I've gotten into so many fights, so I'm not going to give away which country this story takes place in, the second story, but the second story is a complete true story from beginning to end, done exactly as everything happened. And there's going to be 3 parts of this story in this movie. The 3 parts is this: I knocked out a bunch of people. They went to the cops, told them their side of the story. So that's going to be in the first. You guys will first see their side of the story. Then they arrest me. Then you will hear my side of the story that I went through with my lawyer, and both stories which aren't accurate. See, because detectives will tell you this. My grandpa was a detective. He always used to tell me this. When you interrogate 2 opposite parties, usually the truth is in the middle. So it's not different with this story, okay? The truth is in the middle. And so the first 2 things, that what they said and what I said, is just not the actual real, not truth, but fact. Like our 2 truths are not truth. They're not facts. They're just truths, right? And the actual facts of what happened will be at the end of the movie, and at the end of the story, at the end of the script, at the end of the book, because I'm going to make a book out of this, a script and a movie. Okay, so that's the only thing I can give away about this second movie. Also, one thing I will give away about this movie is, of course, it's a true story that's based on me. Like, I lived through this. I also have the evidence from the police records of what they said, what I said, how they picked me up. I can pick all that information up, So I'm going to do that, and I'm gonna add the evidence in it, of course. So it's that's going to be the second one, and then I'm gonna have three more that I'm gonna write that I'm not even gonna talk about now because I don't want to give those away at all. You guys would have to wait till this stuff comes out. But now moving on to him doing it in 28 days, shooting it in 28 days. I'm not trying to compete in that way. I don't think it'll take 28 days. I think it'll take a lot longer than that. But I'm gonna aim at making it also quite quickly. But who knows with the things nowadays? Maybe we can get it done as quickly as possible. Also, another thing I will give away about these movies is it's not gonna have like a Hollywood feel. I've always watched foreign movies. I like foreign movies more. By foreign, I mean, from Spain, France, especially French and Spanish movies. If you guys have watched any French or Spanish movies, if you haven't, I recommend you guys do. There's plenty on Netflix. It's gonna have that kind of feel. So I'm already aiming at the type of style that I want in these films. It's not gonna be American because these are gonna be realistic movies, and it's not all gonna be in English. It's gonna be partially in English. Their narrator is gonna be saying stuff in English, like I'm gonna narrate it in English. But in each movie, the characters are going to maybe be characters that speak Spanish, maybe characters that speak Dutch, maybe characters that speak English, maybe characters that speak Italian. It's gonna vary, guys. So I have so many plans for things I'm gonna be writing. And now, how am I gonna do this so quickly? How am I gonna do this so quickly? Well, all I need, right, the basics I already got on paper, is right here. Let me show real quick. It's right here. See, it's just a bunch of notes. You guys wouldn't even be able to tell what they are by looking at it. It's mixed up between Spanish, English, and Dutch. Only I can really read it. And that said, it's a few notes, like 3 pages. And with those notes, I'm going to be using ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to write it for me. So I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna do it the way Stallone did it, in the sense that Stallone wrote it by hand, because he did it in like a long time ago, 70s, late 70s, 80s. So I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna be using the technology that we now have, and you guys be amazed at how good GPT can describe what you want. You only have to tell them, you only have to narrate, put the characters, put the stories, tell them what style you want it in. I'm gonna be using the style of what I just told you guys, the Spanish French style of shooting things, the Spanish French style of using music and all that. And these movies are gonna be realistic because they're gonna be based on true events and true people. Yeah. That and I will say also another thing that will give away for my video coming up. When it's done, it will be linked right here. Sylvester Stallone was the first tough guy that motivated me to be a tough guy. Well, the first movie tough guy that motivated me to be a tough guy. When that story is done, it will be linked right here. If you guys want to see me outkick movie stars, click right here. If you guys want to see me knock people out in real life, click right here. And YouTube thinks you guys might want to see this video. Till next video, guys. Catch you later.